Coorg, Kodagu, or Scotland of India. Call it by whatever name you like. Coorg is a slice of green paradise tucked away from the Western Ghats in Karnataka. Nestled with misty mountains, coffee and spice plantation, and sparkling streams and waterfalls, this picturesque hill station is among the top holiday destinations in South India. Coorg offers something for every type of travelers out there. Hello and welcome back to our channel. Recently we did a road trip to a few places in Karnataka and we covered Coorg as well. So in this video, we will be sharing all the details that you need to plan your trip to Coorg. By the end of this video, you will know all about the best way to reach Coorg, budget stay options, must visit places, where to eat and where you can find delicious Coorg special coffee. In short, this video will be a complete Coorg travel guide, so make sure to watch it till the end. We have divided this video into sections for your convenience and you can find the timestamps in the description below. Now let's jump right into the video, but before that, please subscribe if you haven't already. Coorg is a district in Karnataka and it has so many small villages and towns. One of the main town is Madikeri, which almost lies in the center of the Coorg. First, I'm going to talk about how to reach Coorg. You can fly to Mangalore International Airport or Kannur International Airport and then take a taxi or a bus to Coorg. Also, you can take a train to Mysore railway station or Mangalore Junction railway station and then take a taxi or a bus to Coorg. If you like travelling by road, then you can find direct buses to Madikeri bus stand from all the major cities. We travelled by road from Chikmagalur to Madikeri, which is around 150 kilometers, and it took us about 3 to 4 hours. Distance for Coorg from Hyderabad is almost 830 kilometers. Mostly people stay in Madikeri and then travel to different parts of Coorg. Moving on to the next section, which is best time to visit Coorg. Coorg is a year-round destination. You can make a trip here whenever you want to. September to June is the best time to visit Coorg, but if you want to go for trekking, then you should visit here between October to March. The temperature doesn't go beyond 40 degrees Celsius or fall below 10 degrees Celsius. You can take a walk along the paths of the hill town without breaking into sweat. Daytimes are gorgeous, but the nights can be a bit chilly. Next, let's talk about 10 must-visit places in Coorg. Rich in natural wonder, local culture, and history, there are a lot of places to cover here. Number 1 on my list is Abbey Falls. It is one of the most beautiful falls adorning South India and is about 6 kilometers from Madikeri town. You will have to walk downhill for few minutes to reach the base. There's a hanging bridge opposite to the falls to get a panoramic view of the hill and the valley behind the falls. If you really want to enjoy the beauty of Abbey Falls to the fullest, then you have to visit this place during November and December. Timings for this falls is from 9 am to 5 pm. Number 2 is Raja Seat. It is a terraced garden and popular viewing point on top of the hills. You can visit here to enjoy the best sunrise and sunset views. It is surrounded with flowers and looks so beautiful during the blooming season. Raja Seat remains a wonderful place to laze around as it was during the time of Raja of Kodagu. Number 3 is Dubare Elephant Camp. It is one of the best and must-visit places in Coorg. Dubare Elephant Camp is mainly an elephant training camp operated by the Karnataka government. Here the visitors get a chance to ride them or even bathe them in the river while scrubbing them. It is about an hour drive from Madikeri and timing for this place is 9 am to 11 am and 4:30 pm to 5:30 pm. So plan to reach here before time as you will have to cross a stream of water. During monsoon, when the water level is high enough, you can cross it on a boat, but during the times when the water is not enough, you will have to cross it on foot. It can be quite slippery, so keep in mind if you are traveling with elderly or kids. Number 4 is Omkareshwar Temple. This temple was built in 1820 as a dedication to Lord Shiva. The temple was constructed after Linga Rajendra unjustly killed a Brahmin. The architecture of this structure has central dome and 4 corners of the temple have turrets. The temple has a beautiful lake in the front which harbors a number of different varieties of fishes. This temple doesn't allow people wearing shorts to enter, so keep that in mind when you are visiting here. Also, it is open daily from 6:30 am to 12 pm and 5 pm to 8 pm. Number 5 on my list is Mandalpatti viewpoint. This viewpoint is placed at a height of 1600 feet above sea level. It is certainly one of the best tourist places in Coorg. You will have to take a jeep drive to view the sunset. The surrounding forest is home to abundance of natural beauty, being home to exotic variety of birds and animals. It is situated around 35 kilometers from Madikeri town and is a great place for couples and families to visit. The jeeps for here starts around 6 am to 6 pm. Next is Madikeri Fort. You can certainly not miss this place. This was originally a mud fort built in 1681, and this fort saw many changes with time. The present day stone structure was constructed by Tipu Sultan, renovated in 1814, and then the British added the clock tower to it in 1933. As you pass by through its grand entrance, marked by 2 life-size statues of elephants, you will find church, a tortoise sculpture, and a museum on its premise. This place is closed on Mondays and open rest of the days from 10 am to 5:30 pm. Entry to the fort is free, but there is an entry fee for the museum, which is rupees 10 per person. Number 7 is Raja's Tomb. This is a 19th century monument located in Madikeri and is dedicated to royal members of Kodava clan. These Islamic style tombs are engraved with Hindu related carvings of Nandi and Lord Shiva. Raja's Tomb offer a serene spot to spend the day in lap of nature. You can also enjoy a stunning view of Madikeri town from the monument. It's the best place for history lover as it takes you back to the regal era. These are the only tombs across India which are dedicated to Hindu rulers. Timings for this place is 9:30 am to 5:30 pm and there is a small entry fee. Next is Namdroling Monastery. This place is popular as Tibetan Golden Temple and it attracts religious travelers from across India and abroad. This 3-storied Buddhist shrine is a home to more than 5,000 monks and nuns and is dedicated to upholding the teachings of Lord Buddha. You can make a trip to this monastery to admire the gold-leaden temple and prayer hall and relax in its meditative environment, but you can't stay here without a permit. You can visit this place from 7 am to 8 pm and entry is free here. Next is Chikhlihole Reservoir. This place is not as popular as other attractions in Coorg, but it is must to be on your itinerary if you are looking to spend some time away from the crowd. This man-made reservoir has been active since year 1985 and deserves a visit for its captivating scenic beauty. You can capture the most beautiful sunset views from here. This is just 15 minutes of drive from Dubari Elephant Camp. Timing for this place is from 8 am to 5:30 pm and the entry here is free. Best time to visit this place is post-monsoon when the water level are at its peak. Next place is Nisarga Dhama. It is a picnic spot located just 2 kilometers away from the Kushalnagar town. It is situated on the banks of Kaveri river, which offers the perfect setting to relax in the lap of nature. The dense forest, lush green bamboo groves, chirping birds, rabbits, peacock, deers and whatnot. The main attraction of this island is a hanging rope bridge that connects the outer world to this location. This place is open from 9 am to 5 pm. Next I am going to talk about the must-try cafes and restaurants in Coorg. Number 1 is Coorg Cuisine. This restaurant offers mainly Indian cuisine. Coorg is a food lover's paradise with its traditional cuisine and local delicacies. You can get all kind of local dishes here. Number 2 is Ain Mane Cafe. Coffee tastes good at all the places in Coorg, but this is my personal favorite. This is a multi-speciality store and is a one-stop shop for variety of coffee and other local items from Coorg. They have selection of chocolates, pickles, spices, honey, juices and many other items. Other place that I liked is Big Cup Cafe. This cafe is right at the entrance of Madikeri town. Big Cup Cafe is known for its coffee and burgers. I tried both and loved them. Number 4 is Rain Tree. This popular eatery combines cuisine Coorg with global fusion for a fusion experience that can't be beaten. Next place that you should not miss is Taste of Tibet, which is in Namdroling Monastery. This place serves authentic Tibetan cuisine. I highly recommend you to try their momos, thukka, laughing and thenthuk. If you are looking for pure vegetarian options, then you can try Grand Udupi Pure Veg. The prices here are reasonable and the taste is good as well. You can try Mysore Masala Dosa, Set Dosa and even North Indian food here. This restaurant is about 50 meters away from Virajpet bus stand. Now let's talk about how to travel within the city. You can find many options to travel within Coorg depending upon where you are staying. The best way to commute is to rent a bike or a car, as these places are scattered. You can easily find rental shops offering a variety of bikes for exploring the region at your own pace. Keep in mind to follow local traffic rules and safety guidelines while driving. Bike rentals can cost you between 300 to 500 per day. But don't forget to make a video of the car or bike just before taking the handover to ensure that you are returning the vehicle in the condition as you took it. Also, carry your original ID proof, as you need to submit it to the bike or car rental agency as a security. Now let me tell you how you can cover the maximum places in 3 days. Madikeri is in the center of the Coorg and there are few places on each side of it. You can try to cover all places on one side in a day. On day 1, arrive in Coorg, check in into your accommodation. After this, you can explore places in Madikeri itself. You can start with Omkareshwar temple and then visit Madikeri fort and museum. You can have lunch at Coorg Cuisine or Raintree restaurant. Next you can go to Raja's tomb. By the time of sunset you can reach Raja's seat. This place gets crowdy by the evening, so make sure to reach here on time to find a good parking spot and a perfect seat to enjoy the sunset. After this you can go to Ain Mane Cafe for dinner. For day 2, you can start your day by visiting Dubare Elephant Camp. Then on your way back, you can visit Chikhlihole Reservoir. You can take a break at Big Cup Cafe. Then you can head on to Abbey Falls. Later in the evening, you can visit the famous Glass Bridge. For day 3, you can visit Mandalpatti viewpoint in the morning and then you can visit Namdroling Monastery. While you are at Namdroling Monastery, you can have your lunch at Taste of Tibet. You can visit Nisarga Dhama later if you want to explore nature and wildlife, or if you like to visit temple, then you can swap it with Tala Kaveri. If you have more days, then you can cover other beautiful attractions in Coorg as well. Next, I am going to tell you about where to stay in Coorg. Coorg offers a variety of options from hostels to luxurious resorts. We have researched and listed options which you can see on screen. First is hostels, which is best if you are traveling solo. Second is budget stay option and third is luxury stays. You can pause the video and make a note or simply take a screenshot for your reference. Now let's talk about the total cost. This can totally depend upon how you want to spend your vacation. First is travel. Taking a train till Bangalore and then a cab to Madikeri will cost you around 5,000 rupees per person for a round trip. Next is accommodation. If you stay at a mid-range or a budget option, you can expect anything between 2,000 to 3,000 rupees on an average for a room for a night for 2 people. One meal at a cafe or a restaurant will cost you between 300 rupees to 600 rupees. Entry tickets to all the monuments will cost you around 1000 rupees per person for the entire trip. If you rent a scooty, it will cost you rupees 300 to 500 per day. For a 3-day trip, it can cost you about 10,000 rupees to 12,000 rupees per person, and it can totally vary upon the season and the choices that you make. Lastly, I am going to give you some important tips that you should keep in mind while traveling to Coorg. Number 1 is do not travel at night within Coorg. It is best to be back before dark. The majority of area is either forest or plantation or estates, and the roads become completely dark as there are not much street lights. Coorg has a pleasant climate, but nights can get a bit chilly. It is always advisable to carry some light woolens as the temperature is always on slightly colder side. Don't forget to carry umbrellas with you. Even if your trip is not during monsoon season, it is better to have an umbrella. Be careful while driving as the roads are not really in great condition. If you are on a bike, I recommend both the passengers to wear a helmet. There is a stretch called Muldair Elephant Crossing which has been dangerous for the riders as elephants cross the road and move to the estates to eat and relax. Coorg trip requires a lot of walking, so don't forget to carry comfortable shoes with you. And if you are an adventure lover, then trekking shoes are must for you. For commuting within the town, auto rickshaws are the best option. They are cheap as well, but make sure that you bargain or at least inquire about the fares before getting into the auto. You have taxi stands as well in every major town. Most of the hotels and resorts will book taxis for their guests if required. This place offers the best coffee, honey, cardamom and other spices along with handicraft works, so you can buy these from here. As Coorg is rapidly gaining more and more popularity among tourists, it is better to have your booking for accommodation and other facilities done well in advance. Although Coorg with its natural beauty and refreshing environment is perfect place for nature walks, but it is better to choose your path wisely. In some part of the districts, mobile signals are either weak or none at all, so make sure that you know your way properly. Also download offline maps in your phone for emergencies in case you don't find any signal. That's it for this video. Hope this video helps you in planning your next trip. If you are new here, then please subscribe to our channel. We will be back with another video soon. Until then, keep wandering. Bye.